All right, well, here we are again. It's Monday. That means we get to talk to some fantastic people and talk about some great things that are happening here in our community here of Sarnia Lambton. Hello, everybody. I'm your host, David Burrows, as always. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. Did you get out and enjoy it? Mother Nature's been pretty much cooperating. She can still change her mind whenever she wants to, right? But lots of activities happening out over the weekend. Well, I had a busy weekend. I always have a busy weekend. But one of the things I got to do is that karaoke thing this past Friday night down at the Moose Lodge. I was hosting karaoke. Had a great turnout there. You never know what's what a turnout's going to be like. Like summertime's busy, right? And you ask friends to come out and join you and do stuff. And we had a lot of fun down at the Moose Lodge, as we do on the fourth Friday of every month. Booked all the way into next year. The Moose Lodge wants to keep me around, apparently, 9 till 1, the fourth Friday of every month. And even if you don't sing, come on down. We need an audience. We need people to clap, right? And they get good food and good prices, and it's that local community atmosphere. And we're going to be talking more about the Moose Lodge in the Moose. Slow down. The Moose Lodge in the weeks to come. So be prepared for that. And then, of course, Sunday. I just like saying that. Rack and Roll Pool Hall. Every Sunday afternoon for over 10 years now we've been doing that. And you can see there's a close-up shot. Lots of people having fun. On a Sunday afternoon, 3 to 7 p.m., there's a free meat raffle, singing, dancing. Yeah, who thought you could do that on a Sunday afternoon? We do down at Rack and Roll every Sunday. Let's take a moment to say hello. Who's watching it? Oh, there's Joy. Hello, Joy. I say great intro. Loved it. Yay, cheers. Thanks very much. Appreciate that. Appreciate you watching, Joy. And our friend Dom, as always, is out there. Thank you so much. If you are watching currently at the moment, please take the time, click the share button. We're going to be talking cars and boats and Olympics. There you go. There's a combination. So stay tuned for that. Something I'd like to mention every week because it is something brand new, and I think it's a great idea. Eve Morgan has put this together out in Brights Grove. It is the Brights Grove Market. It's all about the market. It's all about local food, local music, local. And I like to think, too, these, at least I know the market here that we have, there's a kind of a social aspect to it all. People meet at the market, do their shopping, and it's a time to see the people in your neighborhood, right? And Brights Grove's a beautiful place, even if you live in Sarnia, on a Wednesday. Every Wednesday starts at 4:30, I think, 4 or 4:30. Go at 4. And it goes on to about 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. And take the drive out there. Somebody said to me the other day, it's all the way out in Brights Grove. Oh, all the way 10 minutes. Come on, go for a drive. Spend the time. And check out the Brights Grove Market. Beautiful Kenwick on the lake out there, and beautiful water that we have. My friend David Noel likes to call it the Southwestern Ontario Riviera that we live in. So take the time to go out there and enjoy the waters around. I know somebody was like, well, the water's really high, right? Like it's so high out there. And if you're a boater, I'm sure you're really, I don't know why I'm having trouble talking today. If you're a boater, I'm sure you're really noticing that. It's high to what we're used to around here. And actually, there's Rob Harwood, who's going to be joining me a little bit later on. And he was the one I taught me this. It's actually not higher than you would think. Like it's apparently normal. We'll have that conversation with Rob Harwood a little bit later. He'll tell you the truth. Brandon Schramm, David, your fancy vest makes you look 59 still. Thank you, Brandon. I appreciate my sarcastic friends from out of town joining me. That's wonderful. We can just, where's the delete button? All right. Come on down to Village Garden every Wednesday night. If you love music, and if you play music, it's even better. It's open mic night with my friend Doug Ferguson. Village Gardens every Wednesday night. Starts at 9 o'clock. Even if you don't play an instrument, but you want to sing a song, Fergie knows a lot of songs. He'll play them for you. You can go up there and sing. It really is a good time. I try to get down there, as much as I can without being in the divorce house or something like that. Anyway, I go down there often and enjoy the music. It's a good time down there. Again, Village Gardens every Wednesday starts at 9 o'clock. First Fridays are always a great time here in Sarnia. You know, never lack of anything to do, I like to say. And I always like to give a plug to our good friends down at Cheeky Monkey for the August 1st Friday coming up. Live music from Dress to Kill. Love these guys. I've had Keel Simmons and some of the band on here regularly over the years, quite honestly. Got their record up there in my storage unit right there. I'm looking at it right now. Yes, a record. They put it out a record not too long ago. Check that out. And I'm sure they'll be playing some of that music for First Friday, 7 till 9 p.m. they'll be playing. Of course, Cheeky Monkey's open during the day. And Art Show by Bill Walters will be on there as well. And, of course, start early. Don't wait till 7 o'clock. I suggest 4 o'clock. Skip out work early. If you're the boss, you can do that. If you're not the boss, well, I don't know, maybe. Don't tell them I said it was okay. But get out and do it and walk around downtown. There's so much to see and do and enjoy and appreciate here in downtown Sarnia, and it's worthwhile. And then make the rounds. Stop into the Hog Bar down there. Tell them Dave Burrows sent you. You can say hello to the Carolyn and the staff down there. They have I haven't been down there in a little while. I'm due for a revisit. But go down there for First Friday. It's always a good time. All through the walkabout in downtown Sarnia. And say hello to our friends Marion and Roland down at Cheeky Monkey as well. All right. Another long weekend coming up. I like long weekends. If you like long weekends, of course you do. It means less work, more play. Captain Kid Days coming up, starting on the Thursday night out at Corunna Athletic Park. They'll be kicking it off with a movie. Only Canadians could do this. The movie is Mighty Ducks. That's right. Hockey in the middle of summer. It'll cool you off. Take the kids out and enjoy. I was somewhat of a kid, I think. Maybe a teenager when that one. Anyway, it was a while ago. The Mighty Ducks. It's going to be kicking off Thursday night, Corunna Athletic Park. Thanks to Main Street Credit Union for supporting that. And then, of course, Captain Kid Days weekend. It's all going to be happening. There's a list. I know if you can't see it all here, don't worry. We'll be posting all of this information after the show here. I'll be out there all weekend. I'll be the MC for the entire weekend. Again, this is, they must like me. They keep asking me back. And I really enjoy getting out there, seeing everybody in Corunna. And one of the great things I love about it is the Youth Talent Showcase that I've been putting on for the last 4 or 5 years out there with Captain Kid Days. They've welcomed that back again. And I want to say thank you to Lisa Aubin. Everything she touches turns to sold. If you didn't know that already, you do now. She's one of the community sponsors for the Youth Talent Showcases. Ages 18 and below, come on out. It's free to sign up. You simply go to our website, theshowlive.live, and click on Youth Talent Showcase. Free registration. This is not a contest. I want to make it clear because somebody said last year, that everybody gets a prize thing. Everybody does get a prize in this because it's not a contest. It's a showcase. We want to encourage young people to get up on a stage and show off your talents. It can be pretty nerve-wracking getting up on a big stage. Trust me, I know. And we just want them to go up and have a good time and have some fun. And, mums and dads and grandmas and grandpas and neighbors come out and have a good time. And we will have some gifts for everybody who participates in that. So now, if you're over 18, you can't participate. You can come out and watch, but make sure you share the information with somebody. Maybe sing, dance, tell a joke, a clean joke, whatever you want to do at the Youth Talent Showcase, Captain Kid Days. Getting excited for this as well. This is going to be a really big weekend. Blue Water BorderFest is back at a different time this year, but the reason they're having a different time is because they're collaborating with Artzscape and, of course, the Tall Ships is coming to town. That's what we'll be talking about with the Director of Parks and Recreation for the City of Sarnia, Rob Harwood, will be joining me at 4 o'clock. But boy, oh boy, look at this lineup. Tyler Farr is going to kick things off on the Thursday. Big Wreck with a very special and heartwarming performance, I'm sure, on the Friday. And then Saturday is Dennis DeYoung, the Music of Sticks, and Lou Graham, the voice of Foreigner, headlining on this Sunday. Very excited to be a part of this. I will be the MC for that as well. Boy, oh boy, when am I going to sleep? I'll be backstage, live streaming, interviewing some of the bands. And right now, currently on my Facebook page, I am giving away, I better find them in the pile of important papers. Look at this. there is a post on my Facebook page for a chance to win a pair of tickets. All right, go check that out. And when I give those away, oh, wait a minute. Oh, where did that come from? Oh, look at that. I'll have more to give away after today as well. I love giving stuff away. Thanks to Blue Water BorderFest for that. Mark Perrin supporting us in there as well. So go online, Facebook it, whatever you got to do to find out more about Blue Water BorderFest, and we'll be talking about them more as we get closer to the date. Some exciting announcements. Oh, I can't tell you. I'm sorry. I really want to, but I can't. But what I can tell you, August gets hot, and when we have hot nights, the cool cars come out, and the Sarnia Street Machines are getting ready for, I guess you could kind of call it a performance and a show at the same time. And our friend Bill Shaw is here to join us. Hello, Bill. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks so much, Dave, for having me on. I appreciate it.
No problem. Well, we connected a little while ago. I guess it's probably been a couple of years since we.
Yeah, it's been a couple of years. There's been changes in your life since then, I can see.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, some big changes.
You're talking about what?
Oh, talking about getting married and so all that exciting stuff. Yeah, we just, as a group, want to say thank you very much for this opportunity to come on your show and talk about our event. The event is in support of Pathways for Children.
Yeah.
So, all money's collected. Everything that's earned here at this event goes to Pathways. So we really appreciate this opportunity to talk about it with you.
I know that's been something close and dear to the Sarnia Street Machines organization for several years. But this is sort of the same but different. There was kind of a name change happen here.
Well, we had a contact, unfortunately, from someone that had copyrighted the name Hot August Nights. So we had to kind of figure out what we were going to do. So it's Hot Nights, Cool Cars. So that's the new name, Hot Nights, Cool Cars. Same kind of event, concert, dance, car show, cruise night, just a good night for car and truck enthusiasts and tuners and anybody to get together. We have some wonderful sponsors, Lambton Ford, K106, CHOK, and KKP Printing. And so we really appreciate the support of these people because it allows us to donate more money into the Pathways group, and we're very, very proud of supporting that charity because over the last 20 years we've given over $250,000 to that charity, and
wow.
And we all feel so fortunate that our children are healthy and happy, and those that aren't need tremendous amount of support. And so when you do show up and come with your car, or you come to walk and see the music, Scott Mannery and the Barn Burners and Borderline, there's going to be people there with buckets looking to collect. So it's admission by donation. So be generous, and because all that money goes to Pathways.
Yeah, well, and let's talk about the size of this car show, because I didn't make it last year, but the year before I was there. And my brother-in-law has a classic car, a 68. Oh, I always get it wrong. I can't remember if it's a Pontiac.
Yeah.
But it's a really cool car, and it's a 1968.
Sure.
But this is a huge event. Like, we're talking people come from all across Canada and throughout the United States to be at the car show. And we're talking like, what, 500 cars?
Well, depending on the weather, we could have up to 500 cars. We've had 500 on a night like this, and it looks like the weather's going to be just right for us. High of 23 that day, and sunny and dry. We've inspected the park, and it is out on the field this time. We were in the parking lot for the last show, but it's out on the field. Everything is good and dry, so it doesn't look like we're going to get much weather. We may get a little rain here in a couple hours, but other than that, it's going to be dry for us. So we're really looking forward to it.
One of the things I've always noticed about the car shows, and I've been to a few in the surrounding area. I don't have a classic car. I sometimes think back and wish I'd have kept that old 1981 Pontiac Parisian that I had, or the 1979 Chevy Impala that I had, or my first car that was a 72 Duster. All these cars. I had a 77 Malibu Classic with a 354 barrel. Oh,
Nice. Well,
I didn't know any better.
Yeah, we welcome anybody that's a car enthusiast and someone that wants to be a car enthusiast. Our club is looking for new members too, and because the work that we do takes a lot of time, and if you can come and volunteer and be a member and you're a car enthusiast, we'd welcome you to come out to a meeting and see what it's all about. We try and do a lot of social things together, and it's a really fun group. We all have from brand new Corvettes to cars in the 40s. So we look at any vehicles that come through, and if you're an enthusiast, that's what we want. Oh, that's nice.
If I don't have an actual car, but I have the
model.
Yeah.
Because that's 58 Corvette.
That's a 59.
59. Oops, sorry. Close enough.
57. Sorry.
57. There you go.
I had to look.
Yeah.
I went to the Corvette Museum last year down in Greens or whatever.
In Tennessee. Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So does that count? I don't have to own a car to be a member of the club?
Well, we'd prefer if you did have a car, and it just because, we do have a lot of cruise nights. We go to Oswald's on Wednesday nights, and we have several functions. We're going to go into the Grand Bend Theater in August, and we're planning a Michigan type cruise in the fall. So if you have a car or vehicle that can go, then it helps you to participate in these things, certainly.
I like that you mentioned Oswald's because, of course, a motorcycle enthusiast that I go there on Tuesday nights. But I was there last Wednesday because it had rained, and I don't know if I saw you there or not. But
no, we were away last Wednesday. Oh, okay. I was there the Wednesday before.
But there's a good group that goes out there. I mean, there was 20, 30 cars sitting there.
Yeah.
And what I find about the whole car thing, I was saying that earlier, is, and certainly at the car show that you guys put on, it's really family oriented. Like it's bring the kids out and look at the cool cars, and I'm guessing for you as a car owner, a street machine owner, you've made a lot and established a lot of relationships all over the place.
Oh, for sure. And this club particularly too has a great reputation. We've been inaugurated into the Canadian Hot Rod Hall of Fame, simply because our club has done so much for a local charity and been involved with other things too. Helping people with their cars that needed help. And as you can see, you're just showing a picture there of even an old rat rod that a guy built, won a prize there at the car show. So, we look for innovation too. We want people to be individuals, and we're not all the same. Like I had an old Corvette, and I bought a newer one, looking for something with air conditioning and an automatic, where I was at a 4-speed, and it was a hot rod before. And, after about 10 years, it starts to get a little old. So my wife and I made a trip, and I found one online. We went to Kingston the other day there and bought another Corvette. So it was kind of fun.
Yeah. And so what year is this Corvette you got now?
Oh, I bought an 2004 C5 Corvette, commemorative edition, certain color I was looking for. And the older gentleman had it for 10 years and had a hip replacement and just couldn't get in and out of it. So when I spent some time with him there at the car, he reminded of me what I'm going to be in 15 years, I think. He's had
I better get this thing now.
Motors. That's right. Don't wait. Life's too short. Enjoy yourself. It's about doing the things that make you happy. That's what makes you feel good. Yeah.
Well, it's a big commitment, right? Let's be honest too. Like these things don't come by cheaply. So it must be a conversation between you and your wife.
Well, my wife is a peach. She's been wonderful all our lives. I think we were counting the other day, motorcycles, boats, and cars, around 60 different vehicles since I was old enough to drive. So, she's kind of used to this kind of buying and selling looking at other stuff. And I'm not a big golfer. I hunt and fish and do this. So I that's where I spend my money.
Yeah, yeah. It's nice to have those understanding wives.
Well, after 41 years, you have to understand each other, or else you'd be in trouble. Yeah, we've been married 41 years. So
yeah. The club, what's the size of the club here locally?
The club has an active membership of around 35, but the membership is really about 70, I think.
Yeah.
We have some people that aren't well and still like to get the notes and figure out when the cruises are and those kind of things. So yeah, actively we're probably around 35 members that participate in each one of these events. So
right.
Yeah. But we are getting aging a little bit. A lot of gray hair in those memberships. So we're looking for young people to start to come in and help us with these things that's going on. And we've actually had a couple of good opportunities to visit some of the local high schools. And one of the teachers from Alexander Mackenzie has joined the club, and he was the automotive teacher there, and he's a younger man. So it's good.
There you go. I know, like, you have this big car show, and you have one. Is it Father's Day
in June? In June, Father's Day. Around Father's Day, we have it.
Yeah, and those are really two big signature events. Again, supporting Pathways Health Center, which is fantastic. But the group tends to go around to smaller venues too. I know, like my mother's at Marshall Golden Manor not too long ago. There, they pull the wheels in there. What's that like when you go to one of the smaller events and you see the reaction maybe of somebody who's not able to get out into the community like the rest of us?
It's a great feeling, and that's one thing I really appreciate about this group is that we visit several nursing homes every year. We try to hit all of them in about a 3-year time. So and to see the older people and that are kind of stuck, having a look at the cars, and I myself try and spend a lot of time talking. Go around, try and meet everybody and give them an opportunity. If they can get in and out, I let them sit in the car and whatever. And it's really about giving back because, like I said, we are such a fortunate group and such a fortunate age group too, to be able to have, the income to be able to do these things. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And now, do you regularly travel out of town as well? Is that something that's
we Port Huron, London, Zurich, all the car shows that are in the kind of a local area, like within a couple of 100 kilometers. Lots of the guys go. Ancaster, London. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the furthest you've traveled?
Me, I've been to Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
Yeah, my other Corvette. I've only had this one a couple of weeks, so it's a new toy, so I'm enjoying it.
And dare I ask, how fast does she go?
Well, the speedo in it shows 300 kilometers an hour. Now right. I've had it moving pretty good, but I would hate to incriminate myself.
Right.
Because if my wife found out, she might govern the car so I can't go as fast. So you never know.
Well, I hear you. I go through the same thing on the motorcycle, right? Like
yeah.
It says 280, but I'm not really going past 120. I'll be honest.
No, me either. Yeah. No, I rode motorcycles for 5 or 6 years before I joined the club, and that was a lot of fun too. But my wife was always worried about me, so.
Yeah. What's so this is coming up. This is when's this happening? Tell everybody.
It's, August 1st, Thursday night. Kickoff to the big long weekend in Sarnia Lambton. It's a great time. People that love these local bands, Borderline and Scott Mannery and the Barnburners. We're going to have a little dance set up out front, and there's a food booth by Pathways, so there's food available there too. If you haven't had your supper, come on down,
right.
And bring your lawn chairs and. Just come down and enjoy and look at the cars and enjoy the music and meet your friends. It's amazing how many people when you come out that you recognize and haven't seen for a year from the year before. And, we're so fortunate to have the Canadair Park as such a great venue for these things too, very accessible to everybody. And, the city's been awful good to us. giving us a little bit of a cut rate on things that happen and being very generous with their letting us use the park. So it works out very well.
Yeah. I was going to ask you now, so Borderline, is it Borderline or Border Light?
No, Borderline.
Okay.
Borderline.
Right.
Yeah.
Full crew there.
Yeah.
And then Scott
Mannering and the Barn Burners.
Scott Mannering and the Barn Burners. They play last. Does this really end at 10? Because Scott Mannering and the Barn Burners, they'll play all night if you let them.
Yes, exactly. It ends at 10.
Okay.
Well, see, there's a noise bylaw, right? And
Okay.
I think it's at 11. The park is supposed to be closed. So we can't stay any later than that. But usually once it starts to get real dark, people start moving around and start moving away and whatever. So we're usually done by 10 o'clock.
We got Rob Harwood, Director of Parks, coming up next. We'll ask him if we can stay till midnight. We'll
yeah.
Bill, thank you so much. And thanks for you and your group putting this on and raising money for Pathways Health Center for Children. I got a bit of a busy night, but I'm going to do my best to pop down and check out some of the cool cars on the hot night. Thanks again, Bill. And please reach out anytime. Keep me up to date what's happening.
Oh, for sure. And it's been a pleasure, David. And Sarnia Lambton really appreciates what you do and keep us informed of things that are happening. So thank you again very much from the Sarnia Street Machines and from me personally for this opportunity.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you. Yep.
Bill Shaw from the Sarnia Street Machines. Hot night, cool cars. Yes, they've had as many as 500 cars down there at Canatera Park. And how can you, even if you don't own one of these things, how can you not go down there and go, wow, that's cool? You'll see things, cars wow, that's just cool. So do your best to get down there. They will have the donation buckets all over the place. As Bill said, please give as much as you can. Once again, supporting the Pathways Health Center for Children here in Sarnia. Thanks again, Bill. And for those of you who are watching, make sure you check out after the show. We'll have all the links posted for the different things we're talking about in the different events. So you'll be able to find them on Facebook and go attend some of these great events. All right. Coming up next. Oops, what did I do? I did that wrong. Look at me, self. There we go. I'm a one man. What can I say? All right, here we go. Coming up with my next guest, as we've talked about him a few times already. Rob Harwood, Director of Parks and Recreation, getting ready to talk about the tall ships. Hello, Rob.
Hey, Dave. How's it going, buddy?
I'm doing very well. Thank you so much for, boy, you're a busy guy.
We got a lot going on here, I got to be honest, but it's all good. We got some serious planning still to do with Tall Ships Festival, but we are ready.
Yeah. I know this has been in the works for, over a year, right?
Yeah. Honestly, it's been about 18 months in total since we really started with the concept and idea. We reached out and made friends with Artzscape and BorderFest and convinced them to come along for the ride. And we're convinced that was a good idea. It's going to be good for us, good for them, for sure. It's great as far as everybody's advertising and marketing capabilities. So things are just pulling together so nicely.
Yeah, and the collaboration, not only with Artzscape and BorderFest, but the community itself, we see lots of sponsors involved, and you've not had a hard time getting volunteers for this either.
Something we've done really well with this. I'm really proud of our community. I've lived in this community for my entire life. I'm really proud of those that have come forward and volunteered. I'm proud of the businesses that have jumped on board as well. Everybody realizes this is a good thing. And honestly, it's a pretty cool event to be working on as well. So, I'm glad you're on board as well, my friend. You're going to help to spread the word, and we'll both have a very busy weekend, no question, but it's going to be great.
I'm really excited for it. I've never had the experience. You've had the experience a few times. I know recently as well. You were down in Toronto, was it?
Yeah, actually, I went down to Toronto over the Canada Day weekend and had an opportunity to meet with 4 of the captains that'll be coming to us and exchange a little bit of information to kind of help guide them into the harbor when they get here and some of the local services that are available to them. We've got a great crew of folks that are signed up as ship liaisons that are local yachting enthusiasts. Honestly, everywhere we looked for volunteers, we were able to find some really high caliber folks. So it's great. It really is.
Let's talk behind the scenes for just a moment, and then we'll get to these pictures that I've got here.
Sure.
This really some real precision organization happening out there on the waters, because there's a lot of traffic here on the St. Clair River. Was that an easy task?
Honestly, this year, 2019, Transport Canada has brand new regulations out for hosting tall ships festivals. So that's been kind of fun. They're great guys to work with. We've had a couple meetings with them already, but have even talked to some of the other host ports that have done them before. And there's some new challenges this year. I mean, we're at a different time now, and security is something that's a little different and more thought about. So they're quite happy with the advanced planning that we've done so far, considering it is really our first one that we've had here in 16 years, and certainly the first one that city staff and Tourism Sarnia Lambton worked on. But we're certain that we've kind of got everything falling into place. And like I said, the volunteers we got are just amazing too. It's going to be a great weekend.
Well, you mentioned Tourism Sarnia Lambton, a part of all of this, bringing it together as well. I think it's good that you mentioned them, because I think sometimes tourism Lambton gets forgotten in the mix, like of the collaborations that they do with so many things around here in Sarnia Lambton. And so it's really, TSL and BorderFest and Artzscape, and like there's a lot of moving parts happening with this thing and trying to organize all that time together. But you're pretty confident this thing's going to go off pretty amazing. And what kind of attendance are you looking at?
It's really, it'll be interesting to see. We could have anywhere between 30 and 50,000 people, honestly. This is a type of event that really draws a lot of enthusiasm from near and far. And obviously that's why we drew everybody else together on this one, because we are seeing a lot of interest coming from way outside of town. Sarnia tends to be a walk-up ticket purchasing town. So a lot of our advanced ticket sales have been sold outside of town. I would encourage folks that still want to get boarding passes to get a hold of us quickly, because they're selling quite fast. We're limiting the number of boarding passes just to make sure that we don't have too many disappointed people. So the ships can only have capacity for a certain number of people per day. We're trying to live by those. I would encourage people to get out there and get those tickets purchased. But again, we've been having meetings quite regularly with all of the groups that are concerned, volunteer meetings. I was at one Saturday. I get another one tonight, Wednesday night. It's all guns a-blare here. We're down to the countdown. So everybody's so excited. The first volunteer meeting we held outside of the harbor in the pouring rain, and not one person complained about it. Everybody's just so pumped to be part of this event. So it's going to be it's going to be a weekend we haven't seen in this area for some time.
Yeah. It's really it's got to be a little overwhelming. I mean, as far as I mean, the excitement's there and everything. I'm still not sure that everybody around here really just understands the amazement that they're going to witness on this weekend coming, or the August 9th to 11th weekend. Talk about this picture and the experience you had down in Toronto.
Yeah, actually, it was interesting to go down to Toronto. Obviously, I've been meeting with folks from these ships for quite some time now. We've been, myself and Vicky from Tourism Sarnia Lambton have been actually at a couple of conferences and attending work.
Whoop. Not sure you went. Let's get him back here. Oh, there he is. There, you're back.
Hey, all right. It's something I said.
Maybe. No, we're talking about you down in Toronto and what's happening there.
Yeah, it was a good opportunity to get down there, and we've been working quite closely with Toronto, as a matter of fact, and with the other Ontario host port communities. We actually had a combined tourism grant that we were successfully able to get from the province of Ontario. So we've been sharing information back and forth between us all to make sure that we all have the same level of success. There is a lot of moving parts to this. There's no question about it. And like I say, Transport Canada has added some additional security concerns, not concerns, but preparations that are required. So
Sure.
It's great to be collaborating with others that have actually been doing these on a regular basis as well.
Yeah. Now, what do we see? Can you see those pictures I've got up?
I can now, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're having some technical difficulties here, but it's all good. That trailer that you just saw was actually the mobile exhibit that will be coming along with the Blue Nose. And it's a pretty cool trailer. It's got a lot of history in it. There's some folks on board that can answer all the questions anybody has about the tall ships, about the Blue Nose. They actually will be in town in Sarnia, of course, for this weekend, and I'm told it's unlikely that you'll see the Blue Nose in this area for quite a long time. So anybody that's interested in seeing this magnificent ship, get down here this weekend. Otherwise, you're going to Lunenburg the next time you want to see it.
Wow, yeah, that's right. And can you name some of the other ships that we've got coming?
Yeah, we've got Fair Jean coming, another fantastic one. We've got Appledore as well. We've got the Neo Santa Maria, which is coming, a Spanish vessel. It is really cool to see that one. Some of the folks locally have had the opportunity to see them all going by us about a week or so ago. They were all heading up to Bay City, Michigan, and pretty exciting. And honestly, for me as an organizer, it was pretty exciting to hear all the talk or see all the talk on social media. People are pretty pumped about this, and rightfully so. I've had the great pleasure of being on a few of them now since we've started this planning for this, and they're fascinating, just magnificent. When you get out of one of these things, anybody that's lucky enough to have purchased sail away tickets, when you get out by motor out into the lake and then they throw the sails and you hear this giant woof into the sails, it is just unbelievable. I get goosebumps just talking about it.
Wow. Well, and I know you're a boater yourself, so you've probably got an extra appreciation for it. The sale of or the parade of sails, I should say. I know you and I are going to be on that, and we'll be live streaming that. So hopefully, those. But there's nothing like really being there. So everybody, go get your tickets. But we'll try to bring that experience to life as best we can as well.
Yeah.
When this all happens and takes place, there's going to be, an atmosphere down there on the docks. People are going to walk away with wow factor.
Oh, honestly, it's just thrilling for all of us that are involved in organizing this, that we know that we'll be part of making some amazing memories for a lot of families. A lot of visitors are coming. We know that the hotels are mostly sold out now. So the vibe that will be down there will absolutely be incredible. And of course, you and I won't sleep for 4 days, but that's the way it works, I guess. There's a lot involved in that. We collaborating with BorderFest, we're hoping that there'll be some spillover for them as well. Great bunch of people to work with. Artzscape as well. They're excited to be part of our group. So I believe it's going to be just fantastic for everyone. So far, the long-term weather predictions are good. So it's a rain or shine event anyway. But I'm forecasting perfect sun conditions, and it's going to be fantastic.
Good. We called ahead to Mother Nature and put it on our request.
That's right. Yep.
Fingers crossed. I think it's going to be fantastic.
It will.
We have a lot of sponsorship involved in this. I believe in the title sponsors are Carpenters Union and Imperial Site.
Yeah, that's right. And we've got several gold sponsors, community sponsors, bronze sponsors, a few too many to probably name in the few minutes that you've got left of me. But you'll see signage boards to thank all of our volunteers and all of our sponsors when you do come to the event. Again, it's just another sign that our community is full of great people that really believe in collaborating on great community events.
Yeah. Rob, thanks so much for joining me here today. And I'm looking forward to, getting out and seeing all of this, of course, and trying to bring as much as we can to life for those who are too silly to not buy a ticket and go.
Yep, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know you've got quite a team that supports you there at the city and the rest of the team. Thank you so much to you and everybody for all your hard work. Really looking forward to the results of this in a couple of weeks.
Thank you so much too, Dave, and thanks for being such a proponent of local entertainment. I mean, the things that you do and what you bring forward to everybody is so greatly appreciated by probably a lot more people than you realize. So thanks for being that guy.
Thanks for the kind words, Rob. We'll talk to you soon.
You bet. Take care.
Rob Harwood, Director of Parks and Recreation for the City of Sarnia, and certainly you can hear the excitement coming from him. He is super excited for the Tall Ships Celebration coming to Sarnia August 9th through the 11th. Blue Water BorderFest happening August 8th through the 11th. Artzscape all throughout the weekend. Yeah, Rob and I and a whole bunch of others are going to sleep later, not then. All right, well, a lot of special things happening, and one of those special things is the Sarnia Special Olympics, and they've got a special charity event coming up. And a returning friend, Tana Manchester, thanks for being here. Yeah, no problem. Okay? Yeah, I can hear you. You're all good to go now. Yep. Yeah, you hear me okay?
Yep, you're good.
Okay, all right. The technical world, right? Thanks for being here, Tana. I know that you're busy too. I keep running into you in different locations, and but you're always you're a big part of the Sarnia Special Olympics. What's your role with that?
So I'm the community coordinator. So I want to make sure the public knows about our events. I want to make sure that are aware of all the different services that we offer and programs that we have. So do a lot of social media, do a lot of networking. I take care of booking and planning and, organizing volunteers. And thankfully I have a lot of help, a lot of good volunteers to help make this as successful as it's become.
Yeah. And last time we ran into you, we were out at Oswald's for the cruise night, which was just mentioned there. And kudos to Oswald's for they seem to be an ongoing supporter of your organization.
Yes, they're awesome. So we got our lottery license, and they're allowing us to do 50-50 draws for Two-Wheel Tuesdays and the Wednesday cruise nights out there at Oswald's from 6 to 9. So we come around 6:30 or so and sell tickets, and we do a draw around 8 o'clock both those nights. So, and they're going to allow us to do that right until the end of October. That's their season, as well as I believe they have a car show like September 6th or 7th. That we're going to be doing that at as well. So it's great to have their support. Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, community support is always important in any, organization like this as well. What kind of local events are the Sarnia Special Olympics? Do you have regular events or what's coming up? I know you've got another charity event, but let's talk about kind of signature events that happen.
Well, Jackpot City Sarnia also is a great supporter of ours. We do 3 to 4 bingos a year where we sell tickets for $15. And if you go to, so minimum $10 from every ticket sale comes back to Special Olympics Sarnia. It's awesome. If the people go and they take their ticket and they actually go to the bingo, we get all $15 back. They allow us to hold a silent auction there. We get some prizes. They donate some prizes as well. And during the summer months, they do a barbecue and all those profits come to us. So we just had another one on Sunday and it raised $2,595. Which is absolutely amazing. Yeah. So we do those about 3 to 4 times a year. I always post those on our page. We've started to do a Pasta Fest every fall in September, right before we get back into the swing of things with our fall winter sports. So we are doing a Pasta Fest at the Dante Club on September 26th. So we'll be selling tickets for those. And we do some chocolate sales, stuff like that. It just depends what's going on. Generally, we do a Chuck-a-Puck fundraiser. We're actually doing a Duke cruise for our athletes and friends and families, and that's more of a social thing. I try to do social events too for our athletes, other than just practices, and it keeps the families and everybody connected. We're very lucky. Our local LaUna here in Sarnia, they've sponsored the event for us, as well as they're paying for the cruise. And Dr. Blake Pearson is going to provide some pizza and pop and water and stuff for us. And we have a local DJ, Ron Boer. He's coming to do the music for us. So it'll be a fun night on August 14th.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the obvious. Support that goes along with this, I guess. And you have personal reasons for being a part of this as well, right?
Absolutely. My daughter Emma is 14, has an intellectual disability she has a rare genetic disorder, DDX3X syndrome. So when she turned 11, there wasn't really anything for her to do sports-wise in the community. Wasn't really fair to her to put her into mainstream sports. She wouldn't have been able to participate in a meaningful way. So, as a parent, I was frustrated and searching for something, and just at the right time, Special Olympics came along, and it's absolutely wonderful. It is so inclusive. Kids start at age 8. You can start participating in our programs, and there's no upper age limit. So, my goal, and I think all of the parents and all the people that are involved in the committee, our goal is to make this a sustainable program, so that for years to come, and a lot of it's parents, right? Like, so that our kids have this resource to them and this community of support.
Well, I was going to say, great for the kids and to, give them some balance in the sports world, I guess. But you as a parent and other parents, I mean, there's a lot of struggles that I'm sure happen. And who do I turn to? That kind of gives you, the parent, the support as well to, I guess, probably lean on others who are having similar experiences.
Absolutely, because it's not like I would just trust my daughter with anybody, right? So now I do have a big group of, moms and dads that, I would trust with, and we all kind of work together, hey, can you pick the girls up from this tonight? And I'll pick them up this night. And I mean, that's something I didn't have before as a parent with Emma, because obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But it's very nice. And even just yesterday at the bingo, we don't have to actually work the bingo. We sit at the silent auction table, we set all that up and everything and do the barbecue. But yesterday, even just sitting and chatting with one of the other volunteers, she's a mom too, and just talking about stuff. It's nice to get it off your chest sometimes, and share different stories, and she gets it, right? So, and I get what she has to say to me too. So it's nice to have those contacts now.
Yeah. Well, friends, and it's kind of one of those things what's our
I said friends. Friends, I should say, not contacts.
Yeah.
These people have become friends for sure.
Yeah. Well, and I guess it's one of those situations, until you're in it, you really don't know. And right. Especially when kids are young, if you need time out, who's going to be the babysitter? I mean, that wouldn't just be, the neighbor's kid. Because there's some special attention that's needed there. So it's good that you can do that. How large is, I guess, the organization here locally?
So we've grown to about 150 athletes now. When we started in 2017, before we started our programs, there was maybe 20 swimmers. So we've grown to about 150 athletes. We have around, I'm going to say 80 volunteers, 80 registered volunteers. And then we've held some competitions here, which we want to continue to do to make sure that all of our athletes have that chance to compete. So we just held a provincial qualifier for swim last March, and there was, I'd say about 60 volunteers that came out just that day to host, to help us run that provincial qualifier. And those aren't necessarily registered volunteers. We can do one-day volunteers as well. So that's people from the community when we post and say, hey, does anybody want to help out? So, the outpouring of support that we've got is just, it's amazing.
Well, good for you for being able to. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. Well, because volunteers are not always easy to come by. Let's be honest. There's
That's
those
right. They're not.
Yeah, and
Yeah. So we're lucky. We have a lot of really wonderful committed volunteers. So I mean, that's part of what's made everything so successful. Because without them, my vision as a parent and what I want to see, and our committee's vision, it's not a reality unless you have those good volunteers.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you're certainly a driving force in all this. I know, because we've had our conversations live, and we've had our conversations on the side too. It's kudos back to you for putting the energy into it. You've got another event coming up shortly at the Refined Fool Midtown. Yeah,
on London Road. So Refined Fool and Burger Rebellion. They call it charity takeover events. So we're coming in there at 3 o'clock from 3 to midnight on Wednesday, August 7th. All sales, I think, drinks, food, and merchandise, 15% is going to come back to Special Olympics Sarnia. We will be holding a 50-50 draw as well. So we'll have volunteers in our Sarnia volunteer shirts selling 50-50 tickets that night as well.
Yeah, this is huge, right, for charities to be able to, to get that percentage.
Oh, absolutely.
Everything, like from 3 p.m. till midnight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. They've done a couple of these. They're pardon?
No, I was saying, if you're normally going to go out for a beer, go there that time.
Absolutely. And you know what? Even for supper, we take our kids there for supper all the time. They love the burgers. They love, sitting there playing games. They always go and grab the Yahtzee or the Uno. Yeah. And it's not just to go and have a drink, for sure. My husband loves the drinks there, though. But it's fine, because you can take your kids there. It's a family atmosphere as well. So, and also my brother Chad Cusack, he's a musician, actually, local musician. He's going to be playing there as well from 6 to 8.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So you got kind of a family affair going on.
That's right.
Yeah. What other kind of sports, like you mentioned swimming, but like what range of sports, is it just kind of whatever they want, or is there programs set in, is it basketball? What is it?
Yep. So and I can't list them all, but Special Olympics, there are 32 sports that you can register in your community. So right now I'm going to have to count them off on my hand just to make sure I get them all. So we have swim, floor hockey, bowling, basketball, powerlifting, track and field, soccer, bocce. We just started that this year, and we started snowshoeing actually as well, winter sport. And we've also started a fitness class, a Zumba fitness class that we'll be running again in the fall as well. So we've got 10 different activities for them.
No cornhole?
No, sorry.
Now, the Special Olympics Sarnia, is this an event that is held every year in Sarnia, or is it hosted in different locations?
No, and that's a common question. So Special Olympics is not just one event. We hold weekly practices. So our summer schedule is middle of May to end of July. We hold weekly practices, and then we go to events, or we host events here. So this year we took our athletes to a track and field tournament in Brantford. We took our bocce team to a bocce tournament in London, and we hosted a soccer tournament here at the Cronulla Athletic Park as well. Fall sports run from the first week of October to middle of April. So we practice every week. We're hardcore.
Yeah, I guess that's awesome.
Yeah, and then we always like to either at least go to one tournament or host a tournament. So we'll be hosting basketball again for sure. We're going to host a 10-pin bowling tournament at Marson Bowl in October, and we're looking at what we can do for floor hockey as well. And we always host a swim tournament as well. So,
right. Well, keep me posted on some of those dates. Keep me posted on all those dates if you would, and we'll keep sharing it around. And I wouldn't mind even seeing if I can come up and maybe live stream in one of those events for you. I think that'd be fun to do, and get some more
awesome
exposure out there for everybody involved. Yeah, let's make it happen. All right. Cool. Tana, thank you so much for joining me. Before you go, is there anything else you want to throw in?
I don't think so, but if you're looking for something to do on Wednesday, 3 o'clock, 3 to 12, come on out and see us. Always a good time at Refined Fool. And if you are interested in volunteering with your organization, I'm sure Dave will put up my name and email address at the end there. You can always contact me on Facebook. I'm the one that will message you back. Special Olympics Sarnia, if you want to look us up. We're always looking for volunteers, especially volunteers with coaching and sports backgrounds. Absolutely.
Okay. Very good. We'll share all of that for sure. Tana, thanks so much for joining me again. Always a pleasure to talk with you. And I'm sure I'll be seeing you out at Oswald's and beer. You might be able to talk me into that.
Yep.
Thanks, Tana.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, Dave.
All right, Tana from the Special Olympics Sarnia. Always great to have you around here and chatting. And as I said, real driving force with the local organization. Wow, they're busy and a lot going on, which is great to see, right? A lot of great things we talked about here today. And I want to say thank you to all of my guests, Bill Shaw, who, of course, talked to us earlier about the, hot nights and cool cars. And then that's coming up. We're going to have all this stuff posted again after the show on our Facebook page, so make sure you check that out. And Rob Harwood from the City of Sarnia, Director of Parks and Recreation, talking about Tall Ships Sarnia. Don't wait to go and get your tickets for that. And then, of course, from Special Olympics Sarnia, once again, Tana Manchester talking to us. All right. Well, just before I go, I want to say thank you to a couple of people who have really been great supporters, not just recently, but over the years. Visit our friends at AG Event Graphics, askguy.ca. And they've got, if you go online to their website up until the end of the month, that's almost here. If you order any of their products, you get a ballot for a chance to win an 82-inch color television. Where would I put that? But anyway, check that out. And very grateful to Guy and all the staff down at AG Event Graphics. Again, visit them online at askguy.ca. And most recently, I cannot talk today. Most recently, Joe's Tires come on board as one of our major sponsors here as well. And we've got many other sponsors to thank as well. And that's how I keep bringing you this content. I hope you've enjoyed all of that. And one of the things I do want to mention, of course, something near to me now that I'm back on two wheels, watch for the motorcycles on the road. Drive aware, ride aware. It is summertime, so there's motorcycles on the road. And riders, you got to be just as aware. So keep an eye out for the two wheels out there. And if you don't like looking at me, or you can't stand looking at me, or you just don't have time to look at me, it's okay. You can listen to me and my guests as well. We are podcasting everywhere. You can find podcasts, including Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, slow down, Spotify, and everywhere else. You can download the podcast. It'll be available within 24 hours after each broadcast. Thanks again, everybody. I appreciate all of you so much. And yes, a special shout out to our friends at United Way Sarnia Lambton who join us every month here as well. Dave Brown, check them out online as well. Wow, so much to talk about. I wish I could keep going on, but well, you've probably had enough of me anyway. Thanks again to all of my guests. That is all the time I got for you this week, everybody. Have a great week and an even better weekend. I will see you next time right here on the show live. Bye for now.